guys hear me okay? My assistant forgot to bring out the sound system.
That's me. Sorry.
This is a cat called a Serval, and I'm going to be giving him some treats here as his reward for doing a good job. If any of the treats fall on the ground, just leave them there. Please don't get up and try to feed them. And if you guys stay seated and quiet, he should do a good job for you. Like I said, this is a Serval. They're a small cat from Africa, and they live in the savannah or the grasslands. His name is Baobob, and we just call him Bob for short. He was born here at the zoo, and he's about 13 years old. And he was raised by keepers because his mother wasn't taking care of him and his brother. So that's why we are able to bring him out and handle him like this. Because he's very accustomed to the keepers that work with him. As I said, I'm just giving him some little cat treats. That's his reward for coming out here and doing a good job. Servals are native to Africa, generally south of the Sahara Desert. They live in grasslands, usually near water, and they are adapted for that type of an environment. So if you take a look at him, you can see he's got some unique characteristics that would help him to be adapted to living in the savannah. So what are some of the features of a Serval that stand out when you take a look at him? What do you notice about him? Anybody?
I know, but it's too.
Well, how about the pattern of spots and stripes that he has? What's that for? Go ahead.
It looks like a leopard.
He does look like a leopard, and leopards have spots too, right? And that's camouflage to help him hide from his prey. That pattern of spots and stripes, dark and light, is sort of like a pattern of shadows and light that you might see if light's shining through the grasses. So that helps him to hide from his prey so that he can sneak up on them. And one interesting thing about that is if you were to shave off his hair, he would have that same pattern on his skin. So that's what their skin looks like, and then the hair grows out of their skin the same color. You might also notice that he's got a different pattern on the back of his ears, and they call those eye spots. And there's a few different theories about what those are for. Some people think that they look like eyes, so a predator wouldn't sneak up from behind on a Serval because they would think that it's looking at it. So one theory is that that's protection from predators because they can never sneak up on a Serval. They always think it's looking at them. Another theory is that it's just a unique pattern that helps Servals to identify each other by that different pattern on their ears. Servals will also communicate with each other by gestures that they make with their ears. So if you have a cat at home, you know if your cat is mad, he might hiss and lay his ears down flat. Sometimes cats, if they're angry and they want another animal to back off, they will kind of flick their ears to say, get away. So those spots on their ears kind of help their ears to stand out so that any gestures they might make with their ears would just stand out so that another animal could understand better what they're trying to say. And speaking of ears, Servals use their ears to locate their prey, and you can see their ears are really large and they stand up high on top of their heads. And each ear can move independent of the other one, rotate like a little radar dish, and that's how a Serval will hone in on the sound of their prey. They can hear rodents that are burrowing underground. They can even hear the frequency of vocalizations that rodents use when they're communicating with each other. So that's another way that they can locate their prey, or they can hear their prey running through the grasses. So those ears help them to find their prey anywhere that they're hiding. And Servals have one of the most successful hunting rates of any predator. 50% of the time that they go after their prey, they actually catch something. So that's a good average for hunters, and Servals are one of the best. What else? If you take a look at the shape of his body, It's really long and slender.